Hey guys, this is Kartika Kantwal from Apex FinServe and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session. But before we start, I have to say again I'm kind of sick. I have got this case of a recurring cold. I guess it's seasonal, so I won't be able to talk a lot. I have a blocked nose and a sore throat again. So I'll just walk you through the trades that we have for tomorrow's trading session in a bit hurried manner today, so I'm sorry for that. Now, without wasting much time, starting with the first one that we have is PL, Piramal Enterprises. Now, PL, we are going to go for a short trade. It is more or less clearly visible from the chart that you have a resistance at 1345, 1350. So that is exactly where we are planning a short position. Sell at 1345, stop loss at 1360. Ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one, IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank, we are going to go for a breakdown trades because there seems to be a bump in the selling pressure every time it interacts along this trend line, which is a downward sloping trend line. So once it breaks this established support of 600, once you have at least a single candle on 15-30 minutes time frame closing under that, you can go for a aggressive short entry at that point. So we are going to go for a short under 600, stop loss at 610 and 69, and ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one, Oro Pharma. Now, Oro Pharma, we are going to go for a long trade. I believe it is more or less exactly the same one that we had before. We are going to go for a long at 776, stop loss at 766, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now, this level, it might seem it is pretty obvious that it has been acting as a strong and established demand zone. Every time the price has interacted with that level as a support from the upside, it has received a strong upwards push even in the recent times. So we are going to go for a long position at 776, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Lupin. Now Lupin, it seems to have broken the lower low lower high formation, as you can see, with not a significant lower low made, and it breaking and almost sustaining its previous swing high. So we are going to go at a pullback on the upside at 950, stop loss at 940, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, SR Transfen. SR Transfen, we are going to go for a long trade at 625. It has been a strong and established demand zone as well as a good rigid support level. So we are going to go for a long at 625. A very very simple trade really. Even if you compare the swing high distance from this point and this swing high and this swing high, the selling was pretty intense. This swing high and this swing high, relatively speaking, the distance is not that much. So which means that the selling pressure that came as a result at interaction with the swing high, that was not really that stronger when compared to the previous swing high. So we are going to go for a counter trend or a long trade at 625. Ideal targets 1% on the upside and stop loss at 617. Moving on to the next one, Apollo Hospitals. Apollo Hospital, we are going to go again for a long trade at 1600. Now we had a, if I'm not mistaken, we had a short position today at this one at 1650 if I'm not wrong, and stop loss was at 1660, which met the targets. Now this time around we are going to go for a long position at 1600 because there seems to be a trend line support at that point too. Stop loss at 1580, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one. Now this is a new feature on the watch list. Not exactly a new feature, but we have taken this before, but since a long time it has not come. That is Tata Consumers. But this time the structure seems pretty well sorted. We are going to go for a long position at 535, stop loss at 527. As you can see, it has acted as a support level multiple times in the past, and every time the candle has failed to close on the downside, it has received a strong upwards push. So we are going to go for a long at 535, stop loss at 527, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the final one on the equity side that we have is Glenmark. Now Glenmark, we are going to go for a long position here too. Again, relatively speaking, the lower high has been invalidated and it has completed one higher high higher low formation. So the idea is to take a long position once it has a retracement and it is not breaking the previous swing high, which is somewhere close to 470 475. So just to be on the bit safer side, we are going to go for a long trade at 470, and the stop loss going under the previous swing high at 463, under the previous swing low at 463, and ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now these are all the equity charts for tomorrow. Coming to the indices side of things, if you remember, I told you guys yesterday we had a bearish outlook on the indices, both of them, and because of my health I was unable to trade Nifty, Bank Nifty, but I hope you guys were able to utilize the option chain and the charts, and you ended up making some amount of money there. Now talking about tomorrow's markets, we have an important zone at 11,420 or at the current market price on Nifty. Depending on whether or not this zone is being sustained, you can observe a clean 50 to 60 points move on the upside or on the downside, wherein you can go for aggressive trades. For conservative traders, or for my fellow traders who like to wait for a confirmation, you can go for a short under 11,375 if the candle closes under that zone, or longs above 11,500 if the candle closes above that zone. Now talking about the option chain, we have heavy call writing at 11,600 with 1 million added contracts, and that of course is going to act as your immediate resistance. Significant resistance at 11,700 with 740,000 added contracts. Now the problem that we face is we have had a significant amount of put unwinding, or basically what that means is the put writers' confidence on that support level being held, that is washing out. So we don't really have strong support levels based on change of open interest, but we do have immediate support at 11,400 with total standing open interest of 1.7 million contracts. So that seems to be the decisive support level at this particular point of time. Then you have significant support at 11,200 with 206,000 added contracts. Talking about the PCR side of things, the PCR comes out to be at 0.97, which is again pretty bearish. So let's see what happens. As I said, aggressive traders go for long or short above this or under this zone at 11,420. Conservative traders can go long above 11,500, short under 11,375, depending on the kind of confirmation that you get in the live markets in the first 30 to 45 minutes of candle formation. Moving on to the next index that we have is Bank Nifty, my favorite one. Bank Nifty, I clearly remember telling you guys that 22,600 was your resistance point. If sustain hota hai to you can go for longs, nahi hota hai to you can go for shorts. You had a gap up opening, could not be sustained. That was also our Fibonacci level, which is still there at 0.786, 78.6 retracement. So that was not sustained, and you had a smooth sell off, and even the zone that we had yesterday at 22,400, that was broken. And I told you guys, even for conservative traders, you can go for short when that zone breaks. Even that gave a quick 200 points without asking any questions. So Bank Nifty, if you had traded as per the zones or even as per your own analysis, it gave really nice moves. Now for tomorrow, you have an important zone at 22,200. If that is being sustained on the upside, you can expect to see 22,400 back. If that is not being sustained, you have your last line of support at 22,000 and then 21,900 as per the Fibonacci levels. Now as per the option chain, you have immediate resistance at 22,500 with 425,000 added contracts. Significant resistance at 22,700 with 392,000 added contracts. On the support side, you have 22,000 as immediate support with 150,000 added contracts, and 21,500 pretty far away with 175,000 added contracts as your significant support. Talking about the PCR for Bank Nifty, that is again pretty aggressively bearish at 1.11. It is very, very bearish. The option buyers again don't expect the index to do anything, just like it happened today. They wanted to fall flat on its face, but that is something that is not really doable for multiple days simultaneously. So be a bit cautious while taking aggressive longs or aggressive shorts on Bank Nifty. Wait for the first 30 to 45 minutes until you have a bias. For example, today this is a 15 minutes chart on your screen. So if you look at the first 1 hour of price action, that is not bullish in any manner despite the gap up opening. So on the basis of this itself, you could have taken a short under 22,600. But what's done is done. For tomorrow, as I said, observe price action near 22,200, 22,150. Depending on the kind of candle structure that we have, the of course the candle color and the kind of strength of interaction that we are able to see, you can take long or short trades on the index tomorrow. Now these are all the charts that I have to discuss with you guys for tonight. Now once again, I'm sorry if what I explained was in a bit of a hurry, but as I said, I am kind of sick and I really did not want to stop this streak of daily uploads. So forgive me this once. I hope I'll feel better tomorrow and we can go with a bit more in-depth explanations. Now, as usual, if you want any of the charts, if you want the options and analysis, watchlist trades, or all of this together, feel free to check out the Telegram channel at the rate Apex Finserve, Instagram, Twitter handle too, and keep showing us your love, guys. I really appreciate the comments that you guys post. I really appreciate the likes that you guys shower onto the videos. So thanks a lot for that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press that bell notification icon too, and I hope you guys have a really nice exciting green trading session tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.